GM Adrian.
Hi, it's
Hi.
8:30 a.m.
It's 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Yes. And we are starting at 8:30 a.m. Eastern.
I just casted 5 minutes ago. Everyone, we're on at 11:30 today because it's at a West Coast friendly time. Nope. Sorry.
Nope, we're not. So we'll be back in just 40 seconds to start the show at the time we were supposed to start it. All right. So be right back. Welcome to GM Farcaster, bringing you everything from breaking news to spicy memes to the deep lore shaping this vibrant digital community. More than just a show, GM Farcaster is your digital third space where the community connects, the stories unfold, and the culture thrives. Whether you're a daily caster or just dropping by, we've got the latest buzz to keep you plugged in. So grab your coffee and let's dive in with your hosts, Nounish Prof and Adrian, for another episode of GM Farcaster. GM Farcaster. It is Monday, April 28th, and you are here with Nounish Prof and Adrian for 29 minutes of Farcaster news to start your day, maybe a little less. And then we have the fabulous Melody coming on from ohara-ai to talk about making mini apps with ohara-ai. So very, very fun, very exciting. By the way, she was messaging me. It says 11:30 on YouTube. I'm like, it does?
It does. The GM Farcaster Warpcast account casted our schedule for the week, and it said 11:30 today.
Oh, it's my bad then. Okay.
And Prof and I we kind of have one brain. We don't always talk, right? Like a lot of what we do. So I didn't even ask you to confirm. I was like, okay, got it. We have a guest on.
Yeah, I totally get
sense.
how it happened. I know, I really did. I was like, oh, she probably thought we had a guest and that's why we were later and whatever.
So I casted, and then Brad said, hey, the YouTube link says 8:30, not 11:30. And I was like, oh, I'll fix that. So I fixed it. Anyway.
And at 8:30 was right. Anyway, well, here we are.
Sorry. Sorry, everybody. And I'm sorry you're getting a no makeup Adrian. Prof is like, hey, we're on at 8:30.
Where are you? I almost messaged you a little, like it was like 8:25 and I'm like, she must just be running late. Yes, that's why I'm on the left. Sometimes on the left, sometimes on the right. So whoever's here first. All right, let's get rolling because we have things to do. This from Brad Q, 29 seconds of Farcaster news. What did you miss this weekend? Busy weekend. Warpcast is dead. Long live Farcaster. DWR announced the move is coming along with other plans to grow FC in coming months. We'll get to that in just a second. Chime.eth released Acid Test mini app, a radio show, first episode with JC4P. Oops, I forgot to pull that cast. That was pretty cool. Dillstack released mini apps guide for working with new Coinbase wallet with FC integration that is coming. And there's a live stream today at 3 p.m. to go over in depth. Friday, we talked about that last week. Fridays, this week in mini apps with Linda Horsefax featured JRF talking about Atlas. FarCon news heated up with a whole bunch of images that won't help anybody find anybody in New York. And more helpfully, Dillstack announced details for 10K prizes and 14K in bounties for Builders Day. In other words, people kept posting, if you don't know what I look like this, but they don't look anything like that. Following your footsteps with your
It was my first, do you know that was my first trend I've ever started on Farcaster?
You're the trend starter. There you go. Finally. You're a true fluencer.
And none of the points accrue down to the OG person.
No, never. Never happens. You think any of those kids are rich right now that are going like, or whatever their faces they're making? That guy. BenBasler.eth dropped Dash, a new client as a mini app focused on short form video that is getting some early rave reviews. I did see that. We need to start posting more of our clips. And then join us, except not at 11:30, at 8:30 right now. All righty. Confusion. It's okay. We're here. We're doing it. It's going to be a confusing week. We've got a lot on our minds. More points aren't your net worth. Right back at you, Adrian. Right back at you.
I know.
Hitting you with your words, with your own words. How dare he? This from DWR. We're planning to move forward with rebranding the Warpcast mobile and web app to Farcaster. Nothing is changing anytime soon. I love, by the way, how he's very slowly ramped us up into this. So, in case anybody was really scared of change, they have plenty of time to adapt. I find that very funny.
Guarantee you, when it happens, there's going to be a very vocal population that never saw
Absolutely.
one announcement about this. And is
Absolutely.
going to be very upset because we're not decentralized.
Absolutely. There's definitely going to be that, but also there's going to be most people who are like, yeah, we thought that was dumb anyway. Which is, I'm kind of in that camp. Okay, moving on. Nothing is changing anytime soon. We will take our time with this and have plenty of communication about it across multiple channels. The earliest change will happen is mid-May, but a decent chance it happens in June. 2, we're going to work on a plan over the next 2 weeks and should have a plan by the next developer call on May 8th. We will discuss on the call. For developers, we're planning to open source the client monorepo, i.e. the mobile and web apps. Again, no timeline on this yet. So, because I've always felt it was weird to have the second name. It's been more confusion than anything. But can you just really quickly sum up why you think some people will be upset? Just to kind of explain why the separation was important?
I mean, where to even begin? Farcaster is a protocol, is building a credibly neutral protocol for social media. And the vision had always been the protocol is not owned by any corporation. It's kind of a open standard that anyone can build on top of. And the ecosystem is best when there's many, many clients that are on top of building the protocol. Warpcast, which is the company Merkle Manufacturing. Is that it? Is building the biggest client. So there was always this push and pull of developers who are, by the way, who are not venture funded, right? Like kind of small, right, trying to compete. It was like compete with Merkle. And there was a little bit of weird misalignment because Merkle wants the protocol to win. You need lots of developers, but in order for the protocol to win, you also need lots of users. And in order to get users, we need a really killer app.
So there you go.
So there's been a lot. So there was a lot of confusion in the beginning about what is Farcaster the protocol, Merkle or Warpcast the app. It's so confusing when you try to onboard people. And I remember this when I tried to join. It was like, okay, I want to join Farcaster. How do I do it? You go to there's no Farcaster app.
Yeah. There's a Warpcast app. Yeah. So it's always been super, super confusing. I do think this is going to help for the long run, but I get the developer perspective if you're building something on here in the idea of having that sufficiently decentralized protocol. So, but I don't think it's going to be as big of an issue as I think there'll be a vocal minority, but I really don't think it's as big of an issue as it may seem.
Well, what Dan will say too is unless Farcaster grows by several orders of magnitude, like a 10x and then a 10x on top of that, and then a 10x on top, then all of this is a science experiment.
Right.
And, so how do we get there? So I'm very, I'm sympathetic. The other criticism that comes up a lot is about why Warpcast or Merkle hasn't open sourced their client. You say you want to make it easy for other app devs. Why haven't you, kind of leaned into more open source? And open source being just such an ethos of the crypto and Ethereum ecosystem and in terms of public goods. So I love that he just kind of casually mentions that, and no one talks about that this is going to happen as well, but I think that's a huge deal. And the other thing that's not in this cast, but he did mention, was just the reminder that Coinbase Wallet is adding the full Farcaster feed. And
I'm getting there. That's in the next one.
Okay.
That's in the next one. But exactly. That's another part of this whole. But
at the end of the day,
that's happening.
People get attached to names and what that means, right? So I don't know.
I mean,
love the
I'm still
idea.
calling it a warplet. I'm not changing that.
I love, love,
Idea.
love the idea that the protocol is called something different than every app.
Okay.
It's a great idea.
It's a great
But
idea in
but
theory.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm not attached. So let's
I'm not either.
and
I am attached to Farcaster. But I was like, good thing we didn't say GM Warpcast.
yeah,
It's
but
kind
we
of a name.
never would have
I know.
because we're
I
not
know, because we're
covering the
about the
client.
protocol. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're about the protocol. Even though we use the client to show what's happening within the ecosystem. But anyway.
Yeah.
All right, moving
But
on.
that's also why we've never approached Warpcast for any sort of partnerships because number one, they don't do partnerships because it's
What is
permissionless.
that?
And never mind. All right. I
That's funny.
digress.
I love this from Garrett, Warpcast RIP. There you go. This from Dan. This is the bigger piece that you were just talking about. What does Farcaster look like in the near term? At some point this summer, Coinbase Wallet will have a Farcaster powered feed in their mobile app with millions of existing users. This will be the most significant increase to practical decentralization of the protocol since the beginning. 2, our app will be called Farcaster, easy to explain to the average person. Download Farcaster in the App Store. 3, signups for most people will be free. Link your X Twitter account and no payment required. Interesting. They've been talking about getting it to a point of being free, but I didn't connect that there would be some kind of verification required for that. So that's interesting. 4, wallet will be available on web, and thanks to auth addresses, no more. Please open your phone to continue using this mini app. So that's the thing that they've been like previewing. That's over here in the corner is the wallet, and I did see him post something about the Coinbase wallet web and the layout of that, and I could see that. Yeah, he was criticizing that, so that makes a little more sense. That this is all coming together. Wallet and mini apps will expand their support to multiple chains. If there's an interesting app in crypto, the goal will be to have it play nicely with Farcaster. And 6, we're going to continue scaling our weekly rewards programs, iterating on casting and building mini apps, but we're also working on a new version of the invite program that rewards referrals and retention. So that's a big piece of that. So really cool to see kind of everything that's on the roadmap here in the very short term, like in the next couple months, a lot going on. So I think it's going to be big. And I think this week you're going to hear a lot more about all that. I'm sure Builders Day, there's going to be a lot of interesting discussions about a lot of this, what's happening, and as well as the summit, a lot of interesting things happening this week. So very cool. This in the FC Devs channel, by the way, for context, from DWR, small but important improvement for mini apps, URLs. Similar to the App Store, you now have a clean link with a UUID that you can share. The URLs will automatically launch the mini app if a user has the mobile app installed or are logged into web. Next up is improving the unauthenticated experience for both mobile and web to make it easy to get people to sign up and start using the mini app as quickly as possible. So when you read this, to you, is this like in order for the mini apps to sort of live beyond Warpcast, for lack of a better word right now?
I think it's still living in Warpcast, but the ability to launch a mini app, like give someone a link to say, like instead of saying, "Hey, go open Warp," like first on board to
Right.
Farcaster, and then click here. So if you
A
can
little more
give a link to
direct.
someone
Yeah.
to your mini app, and as long as they have Warpcast installed, Warpcast will open with your mini app pre-opened. Is
Got it. Okay.
my guess.
That's your
Reading
take
what
on
this is,
that.
yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. And I'm assuming that's also part of all of the other stuff that's going on with Coinbase Wallet, et cetera. This from Gabriel Oeso, introducing new mini app URLs. That's the same thing we were just talking about. Previously, when copying the link to mini app, they would look something like this very long thing. And now they look like this. So it kind of just shortened a little bit of the information. The new structure will make the URLs more readably and SEO friendly. By using an ID, it also allows for rebranding without breaking links. We also added a way to copy your mini apps link from the developer tools. So
See the
okay.
difference? See in the first one, see that question mark
Yeah.
in the URL?
Yeah.
Everything beyond that, SEO typically ignores. It's not considered part of the URL.
Okay.
They're kind of like variables passed in,
Okay.
dynamic stuff. So they've reworked it so now you can kind of put that information in the URL, and that way SEO can pull it up. It's like more readable.
Okay. That makes sense. And then I'm assuming SEO and then also probably AI as well too for some of that reading. And I do see Melanie, I do see you down there. Be with you in just a second. Just a couple more things. We got started a smidge late. Got a couple more things, and then we're going to bring you on up. This from Yes Yes. This was really interesting. So Yes Yes is doing a lot of data exploration, and they had looked at some stats here. If you want a quality user on Farcaster to stick around, then you should 100% welcome them by quoting them or tagging them. If you are not doing so, then you're significantly increasing your chances of churning. Quoting or tagging a user early increases their likelihood of sticking around later, so you better tag them. Which anytime I've onboarded people, I've always done like a quote cast or whatever. It doesn't always make a difference, but I thought this was really interesting data that it does make a huge difference apparently overall. So there you go. If you onboard somebody, make sure you sort of intro them, welcome them to everybody.
Yeah. How about giving new people shout outs on GM Farcaster?
That too.
Bravo, Johnny, brand new. You're on GM Farcaster. Now you have to now you
can't
stay
leave.
activated forever.
Now you can't leave. You're also getting tagged later today. Anytime we mention you or you're in our chat, you get tagged. There you go. This from Octant. We had them on we had James, VP Abundance, on last Wednesday and really dug deep into all the different things that Octant is doing. And we talked about their climate round. So this is a result of that. So cue the confetti. Our Epoch 7 climate round results are in. 298.67 ETH allocated to projects, 203.88 ETH claimed by users, 65x matched average leverage, 20 projects supported, a whopping 502.55 ETH in total distributed to the Octant community and climate projects. A big shout out to all of you. Thank you for caring and showing up and contributing rewards. Big thank you to the amazing devs and a big up to Climate Network for supporting. And then the whole climate cohort is listed here if you want to check them out. Really just that's wild how much was distributed. Fantastic. Great job, Octant. And that's really amazing. Like I'm stunned at how big this round was.
Yeah. And I didn't get a chance to go through all the projects, but I watched the video and was like, I think it was just such a diverse range of projects around the world, people attacking climate science.
Yeah.
And it was really, really cool.
DSci is a thing. DSci is a thing, and it's a needed thing because especially right now where a lot of science is being underfunded, even more so. So really cool to see this and impressed by all the results. Yeah.
I caught up with my friend this weekend who is a biomedical engineer, PhD. And I asked her, and she's a professor, and I asked her I was like, I need to catch up because I need to know what's going on in higher ed, like in the day to day. And she's like, it's awful. It's just dead.
Yeah.
Like it just completely, and we'll see what happens, but they've let go all of there's just no funding. And
there's no
stop
funding.
Everything. They fired all of the teaching assistants, like all the staff.
Yeah.
Like tenured
there's
professors
a lot
are around, but it's just on a pause.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of research that has been paused. There's a lot of trials, like cancer trials and things like that are on pause. So it's not good. Yeah. But so that's why
she does drug
like
delivery for breast cancer and looking into triple negative, like just like really, she's like one of my smartest friends and doing incredible work. And
that's a bummer. I hate to hear that.
Up. Yeah, it sucks.
That really sucks. But so on the other hand, though, seeing things like this makes me a little bit hopeful. I'm going to just share this very quickly because it's funny. Go take a look at this article. It's a full article. It's a really interesting read, and it's called "The Group Chats That Changed America." And what the connection is here is that Eric from the
Turpentine.
Moz podcast, Turpentine. I was trying to think of the main thing. Is the
The
person who
main thing that
started?
they don't do anymore.
I like. I think it was Moz. He created a group chat, and apparently he's the one who created this. And then it's got these incredible tech leaders in it. This article is really interesting because it did give a little sneak peek, and this part was funny because they had a little breakdown where a lot of people left, and it was interesting. So anyway, go take a look at that. It's a good read, and it's pretty funny. So a couple other things. This from Polluter of Minds, introducing RSS-Assemble, a collaborative RSS feed for Farcaster. All feed URLs are added on chain and read from on chain. They are mapped to the blog owner's FID. Anyone can add a feed. Anyone can access the feeds added by the community. If you click the bell icon and install the frame, you get notifications each time any blog in the feed gets a new post. This is V1, and there are lots of improvements I want to make. Let me know what you think. So I'm assuming we could add our paragraph feed to this, but I'm not sure.
I don't know what this is. Is it turning the Farcaster social feed into an RSS that can get distributed, or it's taking RSS feeds and bringing them into the Farcaster?
That is my understanding, is that it's taking the RSS feeds from other places and putting it into this app. So I would also think that would mean we could put our podcast RSS feed in here, but I'm not sure. So we need to kind of dig in a little bit more. But oops, I don't have any. Yeah, there we go. It did come up. It's a little slow to load. Sometimes it just takes a minute. But there's like this is Dan Romero's blog, things like that. So we need to add ours in here. But really cool. And by the way, what was it? What was Farcaster going to be called? RSS something? RSS
Plus? Like, I don't know.
Something.
I don't remember.
RSS something. It was supposed to be RSS something, and I can't remember what it is. All right.
Polluter of Minds, don't get mad at me, but if you tell people how to pronounce a word that you made up, they're gonna
resemble.
I'm calling it Rassemble. I'm calling it Rassemble.
Resemble.
And you can't. And you can't
we
change my
need
mind.
help with that. All right, really quick, a few things for FarCon. Day 2 of getting Hell No to FarCon made it to 100% of the fundraising goal. That was very cool. So we'll see you in the FarCon area. I hope you have a ticket. I'm not sure if you do. By the way, if you do not yet have a ticket to FarCon Summit and you're not on the wait list already, there are no tickets available. Like, there just aren't. So for the summit itself, however, tons of side events, lots of opportunity to come mix and mingle and see everyone from Farcaster. A few other quick funnies. This is a takeoff on Grace's post. Hi, I'm looking for a +1 to FarCon New York. Qualifications free, May 1 to 8th. More than 10K followed. Won't embarrass me in front of my VCs. No beef with Dan. Serious inquiries only. Tag your hot friends or DM me. P.S. I'm 5'11" in heels. Not a deal breaker. More of an FYI. I thought that was very funny. Then we had Humpty with a similar thing. I'm looking for a +1 for a vintage shopping expedition at NYC. Same kind of thing. Won't embarrass me in front of my geeky friends. Good walking buddy. And then this was my personal favorite as well. Dean Pierce. Hi, I'm looking for a +1 to accompany me to Mordor. Qualifications free for an extended hike across Middle Earth. Looks good in a travel cloak. Won't embarrass me in front of the fellowship. Good at walking, like really good. Serious inquiries only. Tag your brave friends. DM me. P.S. I'm 4'1" with 1 ring. Not a deal breaker for an FYI. I mean, it was good. It was really good. I'm well done. Well done, sir. And I just gave you a follow. I just realized I wasn't following you. Other couple of quick things. Go answer Adrian here. Which GM Farcaster do you think would be most valuable? Create a database of every cast that's been featured on GM Farcaster. Make our AI bot accessible via mini app. Custom GM Farcaster mini app for watching our live stream without leaving the feed. I personally am, why not all three? But
we're going to get all three. This isn't it's just a prioritization, like which one first.
Okay. So go let her know so she knows what to focus on in the hackathon this coming week. By the way, if you're looking for places to eat in Williamsburg, Linda has lots of recommendations here. So go take a look at this cast. It will be in our show notes. Sahil mentioning about Cura, FarCon Superfeed is now live on Cura. All FarCon content across channels in one place. Don't miss any of the cool stuff next week, whether you're URL or IRL. So there you go. That'll be fun. By the way, I didn't even see this comment from McBain. Yes, McBain, I want to go to a comedy club. Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I gotta
me
go
too.
find them. Yeah, let's do that. We need that plan. Also, there's a giant Lil Nouns scavenger hunt for POAPs going to be happening all around New York. So go check that out. Here's some information from Gramajo, which will give you all the details. This from our S. Kagi. We're thrilled to announce that the one and only DWR.ETH, the visionary co-founder behind Farcaster and former VP of Coinbase, is officially speaking at ClankerCon 2025. Dan will be hitting the stage with Jesse Pollock and Proxy Studio, the architects of On-Chain Future we're all building towards. So this is going to be amazing. We talked with Ryan and Jordan and Smoke about this a couple weeks ago. Or I did, rather. Adrian was on vacay. But really cool. So go check out that episode. It will tell you everything you need to know about ClankerCon. This is going to be a lot of fun at the end of May. First, we have to get through FarCon. This from Mikado, which Ohara might help with this a little bit. I'm going to need a folder or something. This is getting out of hand. About the mini apps. I'm like, yeah. I feel you, girl. Yeah, we're going to need some way to organize this. And you'll see in just a second, Ohara does help with that, at least with theirs, because there's only one app you need to go into to see them all, which is pretty cool. And this last thing, before we bring up our friend Melody from ohara-ai, CastOut is back. CastOut is back with CastOut Lil Island. Starting May 12, 8 tribes will compete to outwit, outplay, and outcast until there's one tribe left standing. This survivor-inspired game happens all in the Farcaster ecosystem over the course of 9 days, with the winning tribe competing individually in the last challenge. Want to play or want to sponsor a tribe or want to do both? Stay tuned to GM Farcaster this morning. More details. That's this. And fill out the player sponsor form below. So if you are interested, we've done this. We've run this twice. It's going to be super fun. If you have a team of 5 that you would like to play with, that's the best case scenario. So you get to play with your friends. But you're going to be competing in a number of different challenges over the course of 9 days, Monday through Thursday 1 week, Monday through Thursday the following week. You get the weekends off, a little different than Crypto the Game, and there's no spreadsheets required. So if you liked Crypto the Game but hate spreadsheets, here you go. This game's for you. It's going to be really fun. I'm super excited about it. So if you want to play, go fill this out. And I have a couple proposals that are going to go up today to Purple and Yellow, see if we can get them to sponsor tribes. And we already have amazing prize pool sponsors of Lil Nouns and Octant, each donating 1 ETH to the final prize pool. So at least a couple $1,000s in there, a few $1,000s in there already for our winning tribe. Are you excited, Adrian? It's going to be fun.
I'm so excited.
It's going to be really
CastOut.
fun. It's going to be so fun. Adrian was our runner-up for the first season. So she has played before. Yeah. So
I'm happy to be anybody's mentor.
She can be a great mentor. She will mentor you all. All right.
I will teach you how to lie through your teeth. Just kidding.
She's really good at it. Just kidding.
That's how you play, but it's a game.
It's a game. It's a lot of fun. And it's definitely not as crazy as Crypto the Game because there's only 40 players. You're playing with your tribe of 5, and you're mostly playing as a tribe until the very last challenge. So a lot of fun. If you want to play, go check that out. If you want to sponsor a tribe, if you have a brand and you want to sponsor a tribe, there's an opportunity to do that for 0.5 ETH. It also gives you sponsorship on the show that we'll be doing every day during that time. So go check that out if you're interested there. Okay, Melody, we're bringing you up. Hello. How are you?
Good morning. Good
Good
morning.
morning.
I'm good. Adrian, I saw your tweets. Your cast. I'm playing your favorite game this morning as well. Is it allergies or am I sick? We'll never know. We'll never know. We'll never know.
Yeah, she's been playing that game all last
New,
week.
New York
Yes.
Spring. New York Spring. Is its own beast, and there's just nothing like it.
There's pollen everywhere. Like I was
I have
driving
to make
around
sure I bring some
yesterday, and, like,
Claritin.
everything has like light green coating on everything.
Yeah. I was at Six Flags this weekend. And it was just like we were just a group of just red eyes, swollen noses, just sniffling everywhere. And it was like I was like, yeah. Oh, I love New York.
Boy, I can't wait to fly in a couple days. Woo! This will be fun. I gotta go load up on some Claritin before I leave.
Yeah.
And I'm not usually too bad with hay fever, but it sounds like it's bad.
Yeah. It just
Everybody
yeah.
be prepared.
We can move on. It's just something that developed, at least for me, in the last like 4 years. I used to never get anything at this time of year, and then past 4 years, all of a sudden, I'm sneezy boy. I don't know.
Yeah, I can understand that. Like it's your body changes sometimes, but hopefully it won't be too bad. All right, let's dive in. We've got to dive into O'Hara, and I think what I'm going to do is start by showing. Let me show Afrochicks Naomi, who's we just love and adore, has created a couple. You got your matcha? You got your matcha going? GM matcha?
Yeah.
So she's created a couple of these mini apps within Ohara using ohara-ai. And she was the one that I saw cast about it first. And I was like, oh, what's this? This is interesting. And I know she started with the G Matcha Cafe. So this was the first one that she did. I think it was the first one. And basically it gives you like a recipe for matcha. You can see your different recipes. You can play this little game. But I thought this one that she just created was really cool. So how chronically on Farcaster are you? So really fun. Can I give one little piece of feedback? This covers too many things, by the way. Not too bad on this one, but I've noticed a few others where you can't even see the bottom buttons, but this one isn't too bad. So this is a little game that she created. She's not a dev. It's super cute. This one is, who is this? But by the way, I put in dwr.eth and it was wrong. So leave off the .eths, just letting you all know.
And I put a space in Nounish Prof and it was wrong.
Yeah. So it's very picky. It's very picky. Make sure you get it right. But this was really fun. Very cute. I only got to 16. I forget who got me out.
Wow.
I knew them, but I spelled something wrong. It was one of those kind of situations. So anyway, very cute, but also very simple to do. Yeah. But it also has a lot of these different features that are really cool. You guys have built in a lot of really interesting things. You've got, a like button. You've got all these little metrics down here, but you've also got a wallet built in, which is really the interesting part about this. So want to dive into all of this. So you've got this whole way to sort of vibe code a mini app, but also it's now you can launch a token along with it. And some of the mini apps have tokens involved. So let's step back for a minute and explain. I just kind of wanted to show people a little bit before we start talking so that they had a little bit of a visual in mind as we're discussing it. But talk about what is ohara-ai? Where did it sort of come from? And what's sort of the what do people need to know just from the basic perspective? So let's start there.
Of course. And first, I want to say thank you so much for all your research. That was incredible. I feel like if I'd never seen the platform before, that was the best little like snippet showing like what we do. So I really appreciate that.
Oh, great, good.
Yeah. At our core, I mean, Ohara, we are a code generation platform, right? Like it's really for everyone, but for crypto enthusiasts who want to like build and share like full stack like apps on like Web3, and like you can create these apps from like a single prompt, right? Obviously, you can be as elaborate as you want. You can then like reiterate and do more and go into it. But the idea here is anyone, regardless of your technical ability, regardless if you've ever seen code before, anyone with an idea can make an app. That's just the fundamentals, right? And this came, our awesome founder, Brexton, like he had that vision, right? He's like, yes, like someone, like people should not be limited or hindered by like the ability to code. Like it's 2025, like everyone can be a developer now, right? Like, and that's awesome. We're seeing lots of other people like in this space. What sets us apart, like you mentioned, is now this idea that like we want creators to be able to monetize their apps and their things that they make. Like and this is all for them, right? You launch a token with your app, all of that is yours. Like you get to distribute however you get to share. Like as people buy in, like that money goes to you, and we're only making money if you're making money. Like there's no other benefit for us. Your success.
So there's like success. if you launch a token within the platform with the app, then it's like a token split between Ohara and
not even
the creator.
It's yours. We only make money off transaction fees.
Oh, after fees.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So like the creator gets 10% of the token, and then everything else is up for grabs. And we have this. It's a little alpha. I'm gonna sneak peek here. But we have a feature coming up called Remixing, where someone can go in and you can take someone's app, you can edit it into a whole new app. And when you do that, the original creator then gets 3% of the remix. So essentially, like if you create something that the world wants to iterate and make more of, you're not out of vested interest. You still get something back. And that's again.
So Adrian, this is going back to your point when you started a trend. So
well, it's always
been an app.
Attribution.
Attribution. Now you actually get something for it. There you go.
Right, yeah, I mean, like, and that's the point, right? Like, we're trying to really stimulate this internet economy, and that's how it should work. It should be kind of a creator market for all, where no one feels like they're being like screwed out of anything, right? We want it to be fair. We want everyone to like feel proud of what they make and feel like they can truly like get something out of it, right? And again, it's as easy as opening our platform and just type in what you want to build. Like you can build whatever you want. And with our Farcaster integration, every Ohara app is automatically a mini app, right? Mini apps, the word on the street, mini apps, mini apps, mini apps. Everyone's like, how can I make a mini app? Here's how you can make a mini app.
So this is where it says duplicate. This is where you would remix or
yes.
Awesome. Okay. So if you wanted to take this, but maybe put in different PFPs or something like that,
or
as like a level 2, or
you want to make it like a timer version where it's like you have to answer as quick. So it's just how many can you answer in a certain amount of time?
Quick. Oh, right? That's a good idea.
There's like so many different like that, and that's the idea here. Is like sometimes you may want to make something, you're not sure where to get started, and you like scrolling through. Because another thing that I wanted to bring up on this talk is like, maybe you don't want to build an app. Maybe you just want to use them. Maybe you just want to see all the cool things people are doing. Or maybe you just want to participate in like the buying of coins and supporting your favorite like creators, right? Like there's so many avenues to use our platform that doesn't just be like build. Obviously, we want people to build. Now's the time to build. Like that's where we are now. But maybe you're not a builder. You can still go play. We have so many incredible games that people have like vibe coded on there. We have so many other like platforms that you can use to like understand your crypto better, that you can use to like kind of track prices. We had a connection with OX that just launched last week.
Yeah.
With 0x that launched last week and allows you to get real time coin prices, right? So we're constantly upgrading, constantly adding new features so that we can do like the scope of what Ohara is going to be able to do, in 2 weeks and 4 weeks and 8 weeks and 10 months. Like it's only going to get bigger and bigger because we're constantly trying to improve ourselves. We're constantly trying to create this platform that feeds all, that gives everyone kind of something that they're looking for.
I think of it as too, just like if you just want to be creative and find a way to play around, I think it could be a really fun thing just from like that perspective of, especially if you're not a dev. Being able, and I think the same thing about Farcade and being able to create an arcade game, same kind of thing. You can do it on here, you can do it in Farcade where you're using AI to help you. I think those are great use cases because it allows somebody to be creative and have some fun without having to, be a full stack dev and have to, overthink and of how you're going to do this or spend a lot of money trying to find somebody to help you with it when it's just something you want to play around with. Like, it's just like, I just want to see what I can do. You're not trying to make a business out of it necessarily. You're just like, I want to just play around. So this is really fun.
And on that, on that same note, like my favorite use case for our platform is like kind of to like tap into my nostalgia a bit. Like I'm someone who's like, I'm a very sentimental person. Like I'm always like, and I think it was Thursday, I was sitting there, I was like, remember playing Cooking Mama on my sister's DS like years and years and years ago. And I was like, oh, and I went to ohara and I typed, make me Cooking Mama. And it did. And it did. And I was flipping pancakes, like it's little things like that where you can like kind of just
so fun.
Like, find.
So if I search for Cookie Mama, I'll be able to find it.
Oh, I didn't publish it yet.
You didn't publish it? I was going to pull it up.
It works for me. It works for me, but I wanted to make it better. So I was like, I have things I wanted to do before like I went live with it because I literally just did that one prompt. So I haven't added anything like else to like give it my own spin yet. But like it worked. I mean, if I can share my screen, I could show it to you.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah,
can I do that?
Yeah.
Okay,
you should be able to. Yeah. You should be able to. Let me know if you don't see the present or invite button. It should be on the bottom.
Yes, I see it. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen.
Let me stop sharing mine. What I did want to show was the whole you can create. There's a create button, and that's where you start to prompt it. So then you go through the creation process, and then you go to publish. Is that sort of the flow?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you prompt, you publish, and when you publish, you can choose whether or not you want to add, a coin. Like it's an optional thing. You don't have to do it. Maybe you just want to make things. You can add a ticker, add your coin, and you go live, and your app is there, and your app is there for the world. And the cool things, again, I'm gonna hint at another alpha, but this one's gonna be a little bit more cryptic. We're announcing something this week that's so exciting. That's gonna, like. We're constantly looking for ways to distribute. Like Farcaster was like a great space for that, like more places for your app to be seen. And we're going to launch another avenue for that this week. That is a very, very big one, very exciting one that I cannot wait to share. That just sharing your work with even more of the world. Like the idea is like we have our 3 pillars. We want to encourage people to like obviously build, right? When you build it. You want people to interact with it. You want to share it, like it, like comment on other people's app, like do that. But in distribution, right? We want people to be able to distribute their apps as far and wide as possible so more people see it. So
I think you're ready to share, but just make sure you're not. I can see you. Yeah. So just make sure you're on the screen that you want to share.
Yeah, this is it. So you can see.
Okay.
You can see my.
I'm going to add it to stage. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. All right.
So let's see. I did pancakes last night. Let's do the simple stir fry, right? Like I made this and tells me, okay, my instructions. You click, tap, select to interact. Okay, cool. Carrots, right? So I'm supposed to chop carrots. So I'm like chopping my carrots. See how many chops I have in there? Carrots chopped, onions, and this, like I can go in and change. Okay, I want to be able to see the visuals of these things I'm chopping, right? So this is just a consideration. But yeah, I'm chopping onions. I'm making a little stir fry, right? Oh, no, it's not done chopping. See, like a little bugs here.
Oh, there's like the things. Okay.
Yeah, I'll stop there. But there's little bugs that I want to fix before I publish it. But you can do quite literally anything your heart desires on here, and you can find a way to make it happen. So that's really what we're doing here. We want to empower people. We want to kind of give them the tools they need to create for this future, like this future world that we're going into. Or I wouldn't say future. There's now a world that we're going into where building is what we do. Like we are now making for ourselves without having to rely on, that's the whole thing about decentralized platforms, right? Without having to rely on some overarching overlord to kind of guide us. So we can just do it.
Just do it. You can just vibe code it.
Yeah, exactly.
I do think this is so fun. And other thing I'm thinking of, like, how fun is it? It's such a fun thing to do with your kids.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like creating a game with your kid that they get to pick different things. And I think could be so fun. Especially if you have younger kids. I said this to my son. I was like, oh, do you want to, I was telling him about different AI coding things. he's been doing like a coding class, and he's like, no, that's cheating. I don't want to do that. And I'm like, okay, well, when you're done with your class, I'm like, you can always make it better because you know the code.
You know the
behind
code,
it.
and that's
Yeah.
No one's trying to replace software engineers. Like that's not anyone's
That's
goal
crazy.
here.
Yeah.
We're just trying to have more people being able to just to kind of make for themselves, right? And like when when your kid's done, like he can go into this, into the code thing and like be like, okay, I want to change certain codes in there. And like that just all that does is gives you an edge up, and you have a tool that does most of the legwork for you. That would just take you lots
So
of
you can
time.
start by creating here, and then you can use configure
Yes.
to actually dig into the code if you
if
know what
you
you're doing
wanna,
there.
right? Yeah. And the idea here is like no one ever has to dig into the code, because if you get an error, you just take your
Yeah.
error, copy it, and plug it right back into the builder, and it'll work through that error for you.
Oh, that's great.
Right.
Oops. And then you have settings here for different
Language
models
Yes.
that you can use.
When
Very
you're logged in,
cool.
you can see all of our different connections on there as well. Like we have so many amazing ways, like so many, and again, all of our connections are automatic. You never have to like go in and hand select one. Like if you need something to like store data, store things, the database connection will happen for you automatically, right? If you wanted to like, include like wallets and stuff like that, the privy connection will do it for you, right? Like you just all of that, you just say what you want, and the AI is smart enough to go, okay, these are the connections I need, right? Whereas
Cool.
other platforms like us, you have to know what an API is, you have to know how to put it in, you have to know like why it works and all that stuff. You don't have to do that with Ohara.
And then this also has, we're not logged in, but this is where you can see your wallet.
Yes.
Very cool. And again, like here's, very simple example of Naomi's little quiz here, which is really fun. And then you can go to the full homepage for all the different games and things like that. And there was like I did see a Tetris like game. I forget where it
There's
is
a
now.
cool one. If you go,
There's a
if you
few.
If you search Tetris Music Maker, that's a fun
That's
one.
the one. Yes. I was like, I
It might
saw
be
that
it might be under new. Yeah, there it is.
This one.
Yeah.
Yes. I was playing this and it's really cute.
It's fun,
It's a
right?
little, yeah. The one thing I was thinking is it's a little slow, but I finally figured it out. Ooh, this is the one where I can't see the
See the bottom, yeah. So yeah, and that's like, so for
Yeah.
this one, then I'll say maybe like go play, if you really like it, then maybe just hop
Yeah.
over to the platform and play it on there.
It works actually on mobile.
On mobile
It's
too.
only
Okay,
on web that they're covered. On mobile, you can kind of see them, but just for anyone who's creating, just be aware that like that's definitely an issue. Can you then go back in? I'm assuming you can go back in and edit and like make
Yes.
adjustments. All right,
Yes.
cool.
You can always make adjustments even after your app is live. You can still
Very
go
cool.
in and change things. Yeah.
And then where Caribbean poker.
That's a new one.
Ooh, that's new. So this all can get played and used on Farcaster. Are there other platforms where you can use it and see it and play with it right now?
Yeah. So there's gonna be one more being announced this week, where it's gonna really like send your creation far and wide, which is exciting. But for now, it's just it's on Farcaster and it's on Ohara.
Fantastic. I think it's really fun. I didn't get a chance. I was going to try and create a little puzzle game. I'm still going to do that at some point.
Oh, please tag us when you do. I'd love to see it.
Yeah. I definitely want to play around with this. I think I had a few other ideas in mind that I'm going to keep to myself because I might use them during CastOut if I get them made. But I wanted to play around a little bit. It's just what a fun thing, like just to be able to unleash some creativity in it. I think this is a really fun collaborative type of experience. Adrian, my software engineering friend, what do you think?
Hi, Adrian.
Yeah. Melody, for when you were showing your demo and you're like, oh, there's some bugs. What is the debugging experience like? So it seems like super easy to do, like one prompt, have my app. Is the debugging all through?
Yeah, I mean, I always say vibe coding is very fun until you get to vibe debugging, right? Yeah. I mean, it's like I mentioned, you identify an error, you literally talk to your AI, and you're like, to the assistant, you're like, hey, XYZ is wrong or doesn't look right, and it will it'll tell you why that's happening, right? It's often like, oh, I didn't properly connect this database, or I didn't do XY. Like, it'll tell you exactly what it is. And if you just get in a flat out error, like whether it's a build error or like a failed to compile error, you just literally copy it, post it in there. It'll work through it for you, and then shoot back out like a.
And so you're just putting it right back in the prompt.
Yeah,
is
you just
that
like
what you're
send
saying?
it
Okay.
right back to it. So like it's known what's going on there. Like, okay, cool. And it's
So,
like,
right. So
yeah.
you can be like, I already chopped all my onions, but you're showing me,
yeah, oh,
I've got more onions to
it's
chop.
not moving me past the level, and then probably like, oh, I've noticed that I didn't add a hard stop or something.
Yeah.
To do that.
Is there a concept of source control? Like, can you revert back to
previous iteration? Yeah, you can ask it to. You literally ask it. So oftentimes you want
like,
to.
will it have a memory?
Something breaks. It does. It does
Uh-huh.
have memory. You know, like something breaks, and you like ask, okay, can you like go back to the previous version before? And there's been times too where the assistant has offered that to me. For example, like maybe I've gone through a few rounds of debugging, and it just something isn't clicking, and it'll automatically on its own say, hey, let's go back to a version before this was added and see if that's the issue there. And sometimes it is the issue.
Very cool. I'm just excited for where we are right now, because between this and Farcade and these different ways that you can just create, bring your ideas to life, I think is just a really exciting moment. And the easier we make it for people to do that, I think the more fun things we're going to see. And then, what starts as a toy often, becomes something even bigger.
Something bigger than you can imagine. I could not agree more. And I mean, I'm telling everyone who's watching, like, I encourage you to go try it out, go build something, like, build one thing a day. Like there's something about that just really stimulates the mind and your creativity and just a feeling of accomplishment. And like I don't know, like ideas die when we don't use them. That's why like you have something like, oh, that'd be such a cool idea. And oftentimes the average person is like, they move on, right? Like, don't move on from your ideas. Like, if you think of something, you think something might be cool, make it. If it's bad, oh well, you move on, right? Like, it's
you don't have to publish it even.
Yeah,
if you're like, oh, this idea is just not working.
Yeah, you're like, I thought I had something there and I didn't. Great. But like, chances are you're gonna make something, you're gonna surprise yourself, and you're gonna make something cool, or you're gonna make something and you're gonna get an even better idea, make something even cooler, right? Like that's what this world is gonna be now, and you don't want to be left behind because you're too scared to try or jump in or dive in. Like we're breaking down those barriers for you, so like the only thing that's stopping you is you, right? So
awesome. And I did want to show the Ohara channel here, or the account here. Lots of cool things. It's showing like the different Tetris game that was here. You've got a lot of information on here, and there's also a link to the Discord, which I think is helpful for while you're, if you have questions or while you're trying to create something. So
we have a really fun community. Yeah, come hang out with us. Come share your apps. Come share videos. Come ask questions. Come spectate if you're not sure how to get started. There are lots of great, amazing builders on there who are happy to help out, happy to answer questions. That's a great place to get like help if you like run to a bug or whatever. But also, DM us, tag us. Like, we'll see. We'll get back to you. But yeah, there's just, I mean,
can you also play right directly on the Ohara site as well?
Yeah, that's mostly where so like not like, because yes, we have the automatic Farcaster connection, but not everyone's moving their apps over, right, to frames, right, even though it is literally immediately available on there. So you can go on ohara.ai and play whatever's on there. It's fully available, and just try it out. Yeah, we have some really fun stuff, and a lot of your favorite Warcaster creators, Farcaster creators. Is a Warpcaster Farcaster? I don't know.
Soon it'll just be Farcaster. Don't worry.
When you guys were having that conversation earlier, I was like, I know. Yeah, a lot of your favorite creators are on there, making some cool stuff. And some of mine, like Jessie Fries, like I'm obsessed.
Yes.
Like she's made some really fun things. So yeah, so go ahead. There it is.
She's got a Frizer guy. Yes, I meant to show this one. Thank you for reminding me, because she would have killed me. Frizer guys who won't ghost you. Frizer guys. Really cute. So I love that she was creating too. Like, that's a perfect example of somebody who's very creative, but doesn't have those dev skills necessarily, and probably before something like this wouldn't have tried to create an app. You know what I mean? So, which is really fun. So I love that she did that. Yep. And seeing Afro chicks just sort of dive in and do a bunch of different things. She did a fitness app, was her first one. I forgot to pull that one. And that was really like a workout a day kind of thing. And just seeing her kind of churn out a few different ideas as she has them, I think is so cool. So we just love Naomi. So anyway,
We do.
this is so fun. Anything else anyone should know that we haven't touched on before we wrap up?
I mean, I know, no, I think that's it. Like it really is just that simple, right? And that's why I said I just want to really tell you, like, just try it out, see it for yourself. Like it's, that seeing is believing. Like you can take my word for it, but it's better if you hop in there, make an account and just try it out. Just build something, start simple. We have some starter prompts too. If you're not sure where you want to get started from, if you just want inspiration, scroll through our apps. Maybe you just want to play around and support people you like. You can do that too. Buy some app coins, support your favorite creators. Like don't let your, like, there's no limit to what you can achieve on there, and just really just go for it.
What are you using in the background for the token launcher? Is that Clanker or is it something completely different? Just your own custom build?
Oh, no. We are fully built on base, right?
Okay.
So this is where it's the technical stuff escapes me a little bit, right? Like I'm very front facing on this one. We're built on base, and that's a question for people.
Okay. Sorry, didn't mean to stump you.
No, you did. No, that's good. I should know that, and I'm gonna go.
I don't think it. I mean, if it had been Clanker, we would have heard from them.
Yeah.
So I think it's just probably a custom type of approach with 0x Matcha, with not 0x Matcha, 0x Project.
Yes.
Very cool. Love this. This is super fun. I can't wait to actually dive in. But I'm glad we got to chat a little bit, so I feel a little more comfortable now. So hopefully, and hey, chat, by the way, if you guys launch anything on here, make sure you tag us so we know what you did, and we go play with it and check it out.
Yes. And if you guys build something, please send it to me. I would love to see it.
Is there somebody asked about a build-a-thon? No, I don't think so. I think I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the hackathon this week. I don't think so, but are you doing any kind of hackathons or anything like that? I know you did one recently.
We just did one at the Coinbase headquarters last week. That was really fun. And
okay.
We are always, that's something we're always kind of doing in the pipeline. We've done a couple online ones. When we did the frames launch, we did like a kind of a build-a-thon there as well. So yeah, that's always something we're looking to do. We have things like that in the pipeline. So just keep an eye out on our socials for the next one. Follow us on X. Follow us obviously on Farcaster as well. Like when we have those, like we'll post them, about them, we'll share them, everyone. But yeah, we love encouraging people to build, and we love a community dedicated, everyone building at the same time energy too. So I mean, community is really where it's at, right? And that's what we want to emphasize here. So absolutely, just keep an eye out.
Awesome. Thanks so much, and thanks everybody for hanging in the chat. We will be back tomorrow instead of Wednesday because we're going to be traveling on Wednesday. We'll be back tomorrow with our regular show. I don't know. Maybe I will have created an app by then. It's quite possible because I'm kind of like now inspired because I've had a couple ideas in my head and I'm like, I really need to just do it. So that might just happen. And we have a few other things going on. Make sure you check out CastOut if you want to play. Go fill that out. We'd love to have you on. Whoever is in the chat, if you want to go check that out. And we'll also see some of you at FarCon later this week. So very excited. So with that, everyone, thank you so much, Melody. Really appreciate you swinging by. I'm so glad we made this happen. And thanks everybody who hung with us with our little crazy start this morning. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. Adrian, we're coming on at 8:30 a.m. tomorrow.
It's on my calendar. I promise I'll be there.
All right, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow. And with that, my friends, bye-bye.
Bye.